San Diego, California today. Never fails. So rude. Anything for revenue. Just 1 second here, folks. Oh, cool. Totally interrupt my intro. I don't even know why I bother anymore. Hello, New Insight. We got a lot to cover tonight, so get your refreshments, your snacks, go to the bathroom, do what you need to do, have a quick cigarette, do what you need to do, because we got a lot to cover tonight. You got lucky. This is all San Diego today. All right, let's get this show started. Howdy, folks. Welcome back. I told you I'd be back. Yeah, that was San Diego getting hammered today. We were just talking about the weather heading their direction, too. Hmm. Take a peek at this, folks. Quite the blast we've got going here. All right, and we'll go through this frame by frame, and that's a lot of plasma, and it's coming kind of our direction. It's going to head south of us, kind of, but still, we're going to get grazed by part of it, okay? As if we don't have enough inbound energy already. So let me go ahead and pull back from the thumbnail here and go ahead and get this loop started for you. All right. Thank you, everybody, for coming by tonight. Spend a little time with me, hanging out here, studying the activity on the sun and the activity on the earth, too. All right. So, a lot going on in there, I would say, huh? Don't even know where to start. That huge blast right there. And look on both sides. You'll see that there's a big, huge object in there draped in fire. It's an awesome shot. So let that play for another second while a few last people get in here, and then we will start dissecting this. So wait for the beginning to come around. All right. Back up just a little bit. All right, opening frame right here. Let me just get a tad bit more of that button. All right, opening frame right here. You can see we're tail end of an event. You can see our round object right here in this capture right there. Moving on out of the screen. We have our slow motion event with all the spires over here and everything still underway. We have this little thing shoot out the side right here. This weird V-shaped type little emission there. But then, boom, here comes this huge ripping away of plasma right here. That is a lot of plasma. That's a good thing that wasn't Earth directed straight at us, or I think we'd be in a lot of trouble. Still, we're going to get grazed by part of it, all right? And that's not what we could use right now. Anyways, as you see this coming out, in here is a round spheroid object draped in plasma. Oh, right here. This round object has hot plasma still streaming off of it. Hopefully you can see that there. There's a good image of it right in there, and the front side of it it still has glowing hot plasma draped around the face of it right there. All right, and there appears to be a second one in here too. So you can see that pulling away. Also, what I wanted to capture here, something that was a little bit odd about this object here. Let me zoom in on this side right here. Okay, you can see here's our object right here, this round, but the front part of it seems to be kind of broken away down here and up there. It almost looks like the shattered Death Star with the round radar dish right there. Let me pull this in just a tad bit closer, and if you tilt your head, I think to the right about 45 degrees, you'll see what appears to be, looks like almost the shattered Death Star from Star Wars here. You can see the round curvature on the backside, but this side is all jagged and stuff. And I'm wondering if see this ghost image here with the little radar dish or whatever? And the white right there, that's the ghost or the actual image we're looking at is the ghost image. It's actually out front here a little bit more, but in here captured it looks almost like a destroyed Death Star from what Empire Strikes Back, where it's all blown away at the bottom and the top right here. And that would like snag a bunch of plasma and rip it off. And look how this stuff is streaming off the top right here, where it would be like shattered superstructure or something. I don't know. Just looks oddly familiar. The shape of it kind of looks. I don't know. We've seen the Death Star in the clouds already before, so it wouldn't surprise me we see something similar coming here. Anyways, not saying that's what it is, but it sure looks a little odd. You can come over here and take a look at it yourself. Go through this frame by frame. All right, now I'm going to pull back a little bit and continue on here. But pretty odd shape to that one. And I think you can even make out over here this bulge. You can see there's something secondary in here somewhere. All right, then it proceeds on out. Let me zoom out a little bit more. I didn't go enough. All right. Thank you for your patience, folks. So as that carries on out of frame, let me back up just a couple here. So you can see right here, there's the real image. It's caught up with this one. The black image is just a frame behind the ghost image, but it reveals it a lot clearer. Ooh. Let's even zoom in on this frame before, because see, doesn't it look like it has a hemisphere right here, but it's shattered on the bottom side? Here, let me get a little bit better here for you. It just, I don't know. I'll let you be the judge. I just pull up the image there. And then we'll go to the next image here. Boom. And that's out of the frame. All right. Anyways, back to the report. Still having a spire coming off here. Another blast coming off here now. Let's get this adjusted just a little bit better. Then we have this. Can you see this little guy and these little guys hiding in there? Why don't you go back? There's a good shot. All right, you can see there's a bunch of little ones. One there, one here, one in there, somewhere right there. Looks like. Back it up a little bit again. You can see one right here, one right here. Instruments reacting to something right there. Whoops. Drag that back over. All right, so another big blast coming off there with what looks like a bunch of smaller things. Oh, while I'm thinking about it, the asteroid that touched down outside of Berlin, Germany. It's not every day you have one that makes it all the way to the ground. Almost done here. Boom. Whoops. Yeah, that was the last image. So go ahead and start this back into motion. Let play there. A lot of activity going on today. So Get a knife full of that and try and get rid of the wavy lines. All right. So let's come on over now to the solar ham, and we got a lot going on here. We had a little absorption event today from this. Wow, is this new? This looks brand new right here. Okay, well, anyways, let's start off where we usually do at our GOES X-ray flux right here. I'll zoom in on this for you guys real quick. And you can see they've had quite the activity in the last, 24 hours. Boom, boom, boom. That's a little M-class flare. There's one there, and then we just had this one, and we almost had another one as we're speaking right there. So a lot of activity going on, and there's some absorption going on today, which I posted on the community page here today, and maybe we will go over to that here once we're done here. Okay, we got the sunspot 3559 firing off. Okay, that's the dangerous one, so we got to watch that. Our KP index is climbing. Boom, boom, boom. Took a pretty sharp rise. It might go back up here to 6 or 7 here when we get our inbound energy coming. Here's our solar or our auroras for right now. Green, no yellow yet, but I expect here pretty soon when this event hits that we'll see some yellow and possibly red in there. Let's come on over here to the tracker real quick. This one that they're tracking is going away, but the one I'm worried about is this one in the picture that we're looking at, the Canyon of Fire one. Okay, so real quick, let me open up this one and see what they're talking about as far as the impact now from our I don't think that it hit here on the 22nd yet. They're still waiting for impact on this one right here. Let that load up real quick here. See, they're expecting impact like right here, midday, 22nd. But now it looks like it's going to hit more on the 23rd. So, as we're approaching the 23rd here in my time zone, anytime now this could start hitting us and impacting. And when it does, it'll get, delivered to the poles. The poles will send it to the core. The core will heat up and expand and swell, and all great stuff starts happening after that. So also the proton 55% here. That's because what we had here. Let me just pull this to my channel here. All right, we had right here was our M flare, our 4.8. So we absorbed some energy right there, kind of right at Australia. It wasn't very long, but that's energy absorbed. Okay. Here was this event last night, another one of these polar events with red down below and green up above. That's probably what, when we absorbed that, that's what kicked off our 7.0 earthquake that we had today. All right, it was absorption from this because we're so close to the edge now that any kind of little bit triggers an earthquake pretty quickly. So we had this event again. It wasn't a long duration one. Sorry, let me leave it there. It wasn't a long duration event, but we had another one of these like gamma ray type absorption events. Then got hit with an M flare. All right. And we've yet to absorb the two CMEs yet. So we've been kind of busy. All right. So coming back to this, that's why our proton is up to 55% because of that the polar event. Now coming down here, here's our M flares, a 2.0, 3.4, and lately this last one was a 5.1. All right. The G2 Still calling for G2 tomorrow, magnetic storm. Okay. Let's see what happened here. Solar activity is reaching higher levels thanks to both AR 3559 and now 3561 trading solar flares. The latest event is a rapid 5.1 flare, was just detected around 3559, and will the upward flare trajectory continue? That looks like it might come more our way. All right. Anything that's on the disc that we can see, we're going to get either a straight shot or a glancing blow from. The more center disc it is, the more of a shot we stand to getting. Okay. Here's just this quick little movie that they got of that big. All right. This is what we're talking about. Canyon of Fire. Actually, can we have it? Oh wait, here we go. Boom. And the part I was trying to capture here, that is, oh, I know, it's on the other site. We'll look at it on the other site, I think, yeah. All right, so let me finish up here. Solar activity finally reached moderate levels with a 1.5 flare around 3559. Oh, here we go. Proton levels stream past Earth is currently at an elevated level, but so far remains below the minor S1 radiation storm threshold for now. This rise is attributed to the CME activity from the past few days. Incoming CME watch, a reminder that a CME observed leaving the sun on January 20th, is expected to pass Earth today. A minor G1 to moderate G2. All right. There's these sunspots. These guys are getting pretty serious here. All right, we did that. Let's come on over to spaceweather.com real quick here. And this is where it is. There's your canyon of fire right there. All right, you see that spreading on the surface of the sun when that filament rips away? All right, so there's your canyon of fire effect. Increasing chance of geomagnetic storms. There are 2 CMEs heading for Earth. Both were launched by snapping geomagnetic filaments on the sun. The consecutive arrivals on January 23rd now and January 25th are expected to cause G2 class and G1 class geomagnetic storms, respectively. Stay tuned. Well, from the size of this blast and the amount of plasma that was ripped away, I would say the second one is going to be a G2 as well, if not even higher. Okay. Newly arriving images from the Solar Heliospheric Observatory show a bright CME emerging from the site. The movie. Let's see the movie real quick. Oh, not that one. You can look at that one, but you can tell that's coming our way. And look how glowing hot the plasma is all the way out here. All right, I think that was it for this site. Now let's come on over and check the Schumann. And, well, I'll let you be the judge of that. You can see we were kind of scraping, having stuttering effects here, and then it got weak, then it got weak, and then it stayed weak, and it's currently not doing so hot right now. Let me pull this in. We'll sacrifice the focus for a minute to get this shot. Bear with me there. Yeah, it's good. You can actually see right here where it got pretty weak. All right, it's very weak right in here. The only reason why it came to life was a scraping event or whatever. Then very weak again. It's supposed to be nice and vibrant green like this, so we're having interruptions. Look at this big dark one right there going all the way down. There was no field, just very minor field right there in that stripe. And then it comes out of it, but weak. suffering, struggling, boom, down a little bit, suffering, struggling, boom, down. So our magnetic field is very, very iffy right now, okay? And not good when we have inbound energy coming in. We really need the Earth to recover here really quick and put out a good field in expectation of these incoming events. All right, now let's come on back now over here to old school. Um, let's take a peek at our vortex. It's not so flattened out anymore. It's a little more oval, a little fuller and everything, a little wider. Our inflow, this is where our other vortex was, is now just an inflow. Our second vortex, kind of weak, not very much. And where they split and the direction of it now is going this way. Before it was coming down and then going that direction. Now it has shifted all the way back. There are other forces out there that are operating that are affecting our our polar vortex here. This thing is just shifting and wobbling all over the place, and it's different day to day. Now, what's been going on lately was this latest sub vortex over. Well, now it's kind of shifted back this way a little bit more towards the center of past the Caspian Sea here, more towards the center of Russia, that way at least easterly. But the flow is still coming all the way back over here and hitting the coast of the Mediterranean here at Israel and stuff. But this vortex, its center was further back here. It seems to have shifted this way a little bit more and elongated itself some more. If we come over here, you can see that this is also a little vortex. It seems to have weakened a little bit or flattened out. It's still there, but it seems to have flattened out. We got two little sub vortexes getting smashed on by the upper vortex here. Something's pushing it this way, and then something here is in the way, and it's getting smashed in, causing these two little smaller sub vortexes, one there and another one over here. Then we have our regular one over there. All right, now something else we want to do here while we're here real quick is I'm going to take you down a layer to the lower vortex. Now you can see that this one over here is really been, elongated and stretched out. It's coming way down the coast now and going more towards the southern regions of the country, and the northern part is just scraping the main area, the northeast up here. From there, we're going to go down to our upper jet stream right here. And you see how it's affecting our upper jet. Taking stuff way down here into San Diego. Remember I was telling you, watch out for, weather in San Diego? Well, they just got flooded, and it's still continuing. Another place to watch out for over here in the UK, Ireland, Scotland. Look how it just takes a hard dive down right onto Italy in the middle of the Mediterranean there. Then subverts and it goes right across here, the Red Sea, Israel area, and then continues right across India, right across China. So everybody in that band is just getting severe weather. And with the passing objects absorbing energy is only going to intensify that as well. While we're here, let's go over to our chemicals. Pull up the SO2 and take away the wind. And just kind of get a feel of what our pressure looks like. Actually, it's lightened up a little bit. I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, this is more of a 4. It's a little less than we were seeing the other night. But that'll probably change here soon, very soon, as soon as we get hit and start absorbing this new energy. Pressure will build again. Somewhere I wanted to check out too was the island of Java here. Okay, you can see it's kind of diminished a little bit. It's maybe 4.5, 5, or whatever. I'll let you guys be the judge of that, but that's kind of a little what's going on here. Also, we were talking about the Gobi Desert right here, how there's no pressure in this region, but around the surrounding edges of it to watch out for. We had this earthquake that was up there we were talking about last night. So we'll come over here to the earthquakes. And let's come on over to that region because that's where we had the big quake today. And it's quite a quake, more like a swarm. Starting off with the big one, 7.0. I heard it was a 7.2. And that was the Chinese. The Chinese upgraded it. What does that tell you? Anyways, 7.2 surrounded by 5.8, 5.6, 5.2, 5.2. All these are all 5.5, all surface quakes. 5.5, bunch of 4s right here in this region. So we've had quite the quake swarm since this 7.2 down at a depth of 13. That's not very deep. And it happens to be just outside that Gobi Desert region that we were talking about. Let me pull up this quake from last night that we were talking about. Yeah, right here. Remember we were talking about this when I was saying how this is a quake in a different area to a new weak spot region to watch for a bigger quake or whatever? Ta-da, right next door. Pretty close. But there's our big quake swarm. And there's probably going to be more of this activity as soon as this pressure starts to build again. All right, so now let's go back to regular and start off over here where we usually do. Here we go, 4.2 down at 518. Then between the two ridges, a 5.3 down at 224. Pull back. Nice and quiet through that region. Kind of skipped over that. We got 5.0 right here down at 10. Right here is a 4.6 at Wangapoo. Whatever you do, don't wang a poo. Wipe a poo. Don't wang it. All right, right here by this volcanic island, we got unrest here on the slopes of this island right here. Then coming on over here to Java, we finally have a quake here at Java, a 4.7 down at 145. That tells you that pressure that we were just looking at under Java is still pushing up to the surface. We got Merapi that produced a pyroclastic flow the other day. I think Semaru as well. And now we have an earthquake going off here, 4.7 down at 145. That's not a surface quake. It's a little lower. Is it right on the beach? Oh, it's out in the water just a tad bit. You can see where this sand comes out, gets weak. There's the weak zone out in here. And right there, down underneath that weak zone, is your 4.7. Okay, coming up through the rest of the system is very quiet through here. No fulcrum quakes at all. All the energy has been diverted to this area now. So it has relieved tension in this area around the fulcrum quakes and along the plate boundary there. And look how quiet it is in the rest of the system on the other side. Does it kind of show that we have a new weak spot right here that's kind of deadened all the activity in the surrounding region? It's all being vented here. Okay, so up to Japan real quick. Let's get these out of the way. We had a 4.6 down at 10 on this opposite side where we had our bigger quake. This is an area to watch too. Remember, we had our big quake and quake swarm here. This is when you start to see this area light up again. This is a indicator when we get new pressure coming in. This might be one of the spots to watch. Same with right here where we had that big quake right off of this island right here. Okay, that'd be another spot to watch. Lately, it's been new areas, but we had this new area there in this trench area here. So lots of spots to kind of watch out for. Now, the main little event for today, we had energy come up here and come over Alaska and start creeping down, and 2.6 there at Washington. But what really kind of came in was this the 4.3 just recently here. I heard people felt this down 35.7. So, see that little bit of energy is finally coming down the pike here and releasing right here close to our fulcrum point. This is just off of it. This is more close to the shore, right on the beach, in that weak zone right in there. So watch out for quakes that can happen on this side of the plate. You see how the plate boundary right there? So we had a quake on this side of that boundary on the Pacific or on the North American plate here. Okay, so not only should we watch out for fulcrum point quakes, but also that energy pushing inward inshore and causing this other plate to react. All right. This whole region right now, I'd be on a little bit of alert. You got energy in the area. It has released some, but I'd also watch out for volcanic activity maybe starting to happen here in a little bit. All right, these are all small quakes, but what I want to do with these small quakes here, I want to do today's all magnitudes because I want to kind of look. It's deceiving when you only see one quake, but we did have other quakes come in today and go right down the San Andreas. All right, a bunch of small ones, 1.1, 1.1, a bunch of small ones, but you can see we did have activity going along the San Andreas today. All right, so it's relieving pressure as well. Nothing in this region, but watch out for maybe a mid-range 4. A mid-range 3 to a 4, possibly hitting in the Bay Area still. And then we can continue. Quakes here in Texas. We had this 4.2 and a 4.5 on the Cocos plate. We had a 4.8 up here in Colombia. We got to watch this region now. We've had deeper quakes deeper into the plate in this region, so we got to start watching this area for a possible weak spot. Fulcrum quake, 4.9. You know what we do with 0.9s around here. And another 5, a 5.3 there, and right next to it a 4.3. Both are on this side of the boundary. All right. Then we also have out here plate boundary quake, a 5.4 out by the Easter Isle. That's good. I'd like to see that. We could use more of that activity. A bunch of 5s out here releasing energy. Also, going over here, I just spotted this. A 4.8 on the Carlsberg Ridge. And then what did I see before up here? Where did you go? There was a quake way up here at the very top. way up here, and now it's kind of gone. I don't know where it went. Anyways, I wanted to report on that one. So that's about it for the quakes right now. With this inbound energy, it's going to, get directed to the poles. The poles directed to the core. The core heats and swells. It causes the shell around the core, the outer core, to heat and swell. The magma surrounding that to heat and swell and push on the underside of the crust, causing earthquakes along the plate boundary lines and even deep into the plate as well. When this new energy comes in, we might see a little uptick in magnitude. There's a 5.0. Where's our bigger quakes? 5.4. I'm looking for bigger quakes other than our big one. 5.3. So mid-range fives that we're seeing, kind of scattered around here, that would be our main activity, other than if you minus this out. So I would expect to see maybe a jump in to 6, and then whatever happens in this region, a jump in activity as well. You might have another big quake, or more aftershocks, or more of the quake swarming in this region. And since it has been stealing some of the energy from the other points, I expect maybe some of these other spots might stay quiet for a while as long as this is active. All right, because it seems to be our new weak spot. All right, let's move on to the volcanoes now. How many times do I repeat myself? Do I say the same thing like over and over and over and over and over again? I probably do. It's because I got kids. That's why. How many times do I have to tell you? I told you 20 times. All right, come on, volcano report. Let's go. Bear with me while they load up their interesting ads, I would say. Come on, you can do it. Oh, yes. Of course, got to have a dog with a shirt. Come on. Okay. Volcanic activity worldwide for January 22nd. Suwanoshijima exploded. Volcanic ash advisory. Here's Ibu. Volcanic ash advisory. Here's Merapi on the island of Java with our big pyroclastic flow right there. I can't zoom in on that thing. It sucks. Shoot this. Whoops. This picture right here was a better picture than that one. All right. So, Merapi, a massive eruption occurred at the volcano shortly after noon. This is the same eruption as yesterday. But a very large glowing avalanche known as a pyroclastic flow descended from the active lava dome. The extremely dangerous, fast-moving, turbulent flow. Yes, we all know what it consists of. Okay, Semeru, also on the island of Java. Still volcanic ash advisory going off. Marapi, that's just the next island over on Sumatra, has a volcanic ash advisory as well. Popocatépetl exploded to 19,000 feet. Santa Guido, 14,000. Sangay, 20,000 feet. Reventador, 14,500. Sabancaya, 23,000. We're still seeing these blasts up above 20,000. And a lot of them are still above 10,000. Okay? Our regular players, Bizamani, Ducono, Ebico. What we should do is kind of look at this list. Wants to possibly go active here pretty soon. Aoba, Etna. Watch out for Etna. People in Sicily. There's huge lava pool under that area. And a huge caldera that could just wipe things out. So let's pray Etna goes off and relieves pressure in that area. Really, we don't want it to go off and hurt people. We want it to relieve pressure in the Italy area. Erebus over here is still going off in Antarctica. Keep that on the back of your mind too. There's heat under Antarctica, all right? It's heat coming up from everywhere, even under Antarctica, and this is a sign, especially when you see a volcano going off there. And it's being reported finally. Erta Ale, Fuego. Watch out for Manam possibly hopping over there. Mayon, Nevada Del Ruiz is always back and forth. It could go back on there. Recon de Vieja, Uluwan, the sleeper one. Don't forget about this one. It doesn't do much. It's still kind of semi-active, but this one was the one that produced the largest blast of the year so far. All right, so it could be like the one that catches people off guard, the sleeper that sets off a second big one. We never know, but one to watch, Uluwan or Ulawan, however you want to pronounce it, Vel Arica. That one as well. Continue to watch Semaru going off over here. Sangay is the one 23,000, 24,000. It's having big blasts. Shibaluge up in the Conchakna Peninsula, we need to keep going off. Stromboli in Italy, okay? Strombolian explosions. Okay, so then there was a tad bit more. Where did I want today's? Here we go, the 23rd. Suwanosejima Volcanic Ash Advisory, Popocatépetl, 19,000 feet. All right, there's a jump in height right there from yesterday to today at Popocatépetl, 19,000 now. Okay, so that was it. Now let's get over to our weather forecast. We'll go ahead and start the loop here. Oh. I'm just going to load up real quick. I want to do that. And just let that play for a second there. Watch out on the West Coast. Storm after storm after storm. This is going to be gnarly for California. We're talking floods, landslides, just everything. So brace for impact, California. Other crazy activity going on here too. So let's back her up. All right, right now, current conditions, our ice storm is shifting up here to northern Indiana, going into Ohio. We have heavy rains coming back down, severe weather down here in Louisiana. As we go into the morning hours of the 23rd, this icing continues. Very thin band, but still continuing right in between those two barriers. Kind of getting smashed out of there now, but we still have down on the tail severe weather here by the noontime tomorrow. Severe weather now blossoming here by convection. So there might be some tornadoes tomorrow in this region at the end of convection. We'll have to see what the wind shear and everything looks like on that. But small target area, but still the potential is there. Just be careful. Going into the nighttime is still still severe weather, nocturnal thunderstorms, and possible nocturnal tornadoes. You see how this is curling around and creating a storm front, a QLCS, this quasi-linear storm front right here. From there, that's the nighttime. Into the morning, it goes quasi-linear, the morning of January 24th. Then expands the noontime, and then there we go. By the end of convection on the 24th, we're talking a QLCS that's going across Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, up into Tennessee, even up into Virginia, because this whole storm front right here, there will be pop-ups out in front of this. Those are what we worry about. Sometimes the main storm front is not the bad culprit. It's what pops out in front of it. So we'll have to watch this event right here at the end of convection on the 24th. It goes into the nighttime. We're still nocturnal, thunderstorms, severe weather, into the morning of the 25th. Then it kind of breaks apart, but the bottom part fires up at noon. There's convection on the 25th. The nighttime The morning, look at this icing up in here. Morning of the 26th. Down here in the tail, don't get caught off guard. There's still severe weather possibly coming off the coast, making landfall right there. So that'd be the morning of the 26th, going into the time. Then your convection. So offshore convection right there, making landfall. Into the nighttime, this low starts to wrap up right here, and we get severe weather in Arkansas, back into Oklahoma. Kind of wrapping up now. You see this comma shape starting to form. We got severe weather right up at the head of it right here by the morning of the 27th, let alone all this going on the West Coast. All right. This thing starts to wrap up. You see it getting organized there. They're kind of starting to form a linear. There it goes. It goes linear right there by the nighttime. So this is the 27th. So the morning time is going to already have severe weather around this region, and it's just going to blossom throughout the day. It might even hop backwards a little bit, but by the end of convection, you're going to have severe weather that's going to even go linear at night and then shunts off coast by the morning of the 28th. Wrap around snow on the backside. It's the morning or the noon time of the 28th. Meanwhile, up here, watch out for British Columbia just getting hit over and over and over again. Into convection, the morning of the 20th, or no, night of the 28th, morning of the 29th. Noon, convection, nighttime. Morning of the 30th, noon, convection, nighttime. Morning of the 31st, noon, convection, nighttime. This whole time there's been severe weather up here in this corner on the British Columbia Isle. Let me just go backwards a little bit. All right, ever since right there, starting right there, the morning of the 28th, it goes relentless from the morning of the 28th. Let me get this spot right here a little bit more centered for you. Because I want you to see the Pacific Northwest as we do this. This is the morning of the 28th, noon, convection, nighttime. Morning of the 29th, noon, convection, nighttime. Morning of the 30th, noon, convection, nighttime. Morning of the 31st, noon, convection, nighttime. Did it ever leave? Nope. Finally, by the morning of the 1st, the severe weather has stopped. It's just rain, but then it continues on to the 1st. That's the noon. And it just continues to rain up there. And then here comes another storm with severe weather off the coast right here. This is going to be gnarly here. So let's back up a little bit. Right here, we have a little bit of moisture seeping up through the middle of the country, collecting more as this storm moves in here. Now, here we are at the nighttime of the 2nd. You're going severe weather coming offshore, hitting the shoreline of Texas right there and creeping up in there. Watch out for water spouts going, making landfall there. Also, land spouts make a waterfall here. Really intense there. This is the morning of the 3rd. This is severe weather in the morning time of the 3rd. Look at this, how Northern California, Bay Area, severe, heavy rains. There's going to be flash flooding. There's going to be heavy snow in the Sierras. Look at this severe part right there. That'll be the end of convection, February 3rd. So we have all this streaming up through here. Severe weather coming onshore, going off a little bit. All right. Then we go into the nighttime of the 3rd. See how just from the Oregon coast all the way down to like Santa Barbara is just all severe weather through there. Boom. Then it goes down to the even further down the coast. As this reaches up in there, ice storm up in there, the morning of the 4th. There's the noontime of the 4th. See this wrapping back up in there and all this? Convection, here we go. We have convection stuff coming onshore here at Louisiana. Severe weather here, Southern California. As it gets pulled up, you see these little linear things trying to shoot up in there. So watch out. There could be a couple little weak little water spouts making landfall there as we go into, that's the under convection, the 5th. See the big low right here in the middle? Taking everything and wrapping it up. Look at that. Icing way up here, big long ribbon of it. And that's further into the future, so. But you can see this low brings up moisture and starts to form another linear, another type storm there. All right, let me play that. And hopefully that didn't get too wavy lined. I just wanted to be able to see this. It didn't look like it was coming in very clear on my camera. So, because there's people up here that need to know to get out of there. I wouldn't even stick around. You might as well just evacuate and come assess the damage when all this is over. You're going to be riding that out for a long, long time. And probably with no power. You know, imagine riding out a nasty hurricane type storm for 3 days in a row. Huh. All right, so there's that. Yeah, look at this up here. This is just going to be... I'm going to have to do a little deeper dive into some other weather channels and some other weathermen and apps and see what everybody's kind of talking about and what other forecast models might be talking about for this region right here. Okay, let me clear some of this stuff out. We'll get on with our... I heard somebody say, yay, with our spiritual report. I know some of you are getting relief from it, so that's why it's so important. These days, when times are getting stressful, things are getting chaotic, you need a good dose, good reminder of your Heavenly Father is here right now. He's in control. And we are like passengers on a roller coaster ride. In fact, one of these days I'll have to tell you about the roller coaster vision. BK, have it your way. Well, that's my initials. BK. There we go. There's our Lord and Savior. All right, beautiful imagery here. Let's even get a little better. Whoops. There we go. All right, I'm going to use that image for a little bit. The other event, boy, the more I watch it, the more I understand why Homeboy slammed the door at the end there, or his wife, or whoever it was that was recording it. Yeah, I could see why they slammed the door and ran inside. In fact, I'll only play that if you guys want to see it one more time. But for right now, we'll do the reading. Let me know in the chat if you want me to dissect that one more time, or if you guys are satisfied hearing the EVP. You heard the message, saw the message. Everything was all clear. Oh, there was a new family member today. Found out in a different way. Usually it's like through the dots or watching the show, but a new family member found out a totally different way that I wasn't even really expecting. But welcome, anyways. You know who you are. Yeah, you saw it through a different perspective than what I've been kind of trying to show, which is cool. I guess I got to keep doing what I'm doing because it's working in other avenues that I wasn't expecting. Okay, so I had stuff picked out here and I lost it all. So maybe we'll just start right here, I guess. You guys all ready? Here, I'm not. I need a sip of water and better lighting. Yep, everybody's here that's here. Okay, rest in me, forgetting about the worries of the world. Focus on me, Emmanuel, and let my living presence envelop you in peace. Let my living presence envelop you in peace. Tune in to my eternal security, for I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. If you live on the surface of life by focusing, if you live on the surface of life by focusing on ever changing phenomena, you will find yourself echoing the words of Solomon: meaningless, 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 everything is meaningless. Living in collaboration with me is the way to instill meaning into your days. Begin each day alone with me so that you can experience the reality of my presence. As you spend time with me, the way before you opens up step by step. Arise from the stillness of our communion and gradually begin your journey through the day. Hold my hand in deliberate dependence on me, and I will smooth out the path before you. Dang it. I lost that one, Lord. Where'd it go? Oh, where did it go? Bear with me here. Oh, thank you, Lord. All right, here it is. I am speaking in the depths of your being. Be still so that you can hear my voice. I speak in the language of love. My words fill you with life and peace, joy and hope. I desire to talk with all of my children, but many are too busy to listen. The work ethic has them tied up in knots. They submit wholeheartedly to this taskmaster, wondering why they feel so distant from me. Living close to me requires making me your first love, your highest priority. As you seek my presence above all else, you experience peace and joy in full measure. I also am blessed when you make me first in your life. While you journey through life in my presence, my glory brightens the world around you. Okay, if your primary goal is pleasing yourself, your life will be filled with frustrations. The attitude that things should go your way is based on a faulty premise that you are the center of your world. The truth is, I am the center and everything revolves around me. So make your plans tentatively, seeking my face and my will in all you do. This win-win situation, if things go according to your plans, rejoice and thank me. When your desires are thwarted, communicate with me and be ready to subordinate your will to mine. Remember that you belong to me. You're not your own. This awareness that you belong to another can be a great relief. It shifts your focus away from yourself and what you want. Instead of striving to make things go your way, your primary goal becomes pleasing me. You might think this would be burdensome, but it is actually quite freeing. My yoke is easy and my burden is light. Knowing that you belong to me provides deep, satisfying rest for your soul. The richest treasure I offer you is the light of the gospel of my glory. This is what makes the gospel such amazingly good news. It opens the way to my glory. When you trusted me as your Savior, I set your feet on a pathway to heaven. Forgiveness of sins and a future in heaven are wondrous blessings, but I have even more for you. I have made my light shine in your heart to give you the light of knowledge of my glory and of my face. I want you to seek my face wholeheartedly so you can enjoy the radiant knowledge of my glorious presence. Knowledge is a very rich word. Some of its meanings are awareness, acquired by experience or study, and the sum of what has been perceived, discovered, or learned. So knowing me involves awareness of me, experiencing my presence. It also involves perceiving me. The God of this age has blinded the minds of unbelievers, but you can know me through perceiving the light of my glory. Okay, was that it, Lord? I think that was notes. Oh, okay. So, I'm just kind of looking through here. Just kind of looking through the chat. Thank you, everybody, for coming. And everybody that's watching this on later on the replay. Bless you all and thank you all for coming tonight. What is this? Awesome reading. Thank you, Jimmy. Yeah, great to move down while you can. Very nice. Thank you for all the much love, family. All right. All right, cool, folks. Well, I love you guys. I miss you guys. We're all going to be together here soon. You're going to get to see me face to face. We'll all get to see each other face to face. That's what's going to be cool. All right. So that's it for tonight. I love you all. God bless you all. I miss you all. And until my next show, I'll be back. I'm already back. Can't you tell?